Something dangerous is brewing beneath the surface, and most people don't even see it coming. It's not just inflation, it's not just unemployment, it's both at the same time. It's called stagflation, and it's one of the most devastating economic conditions in history. The last time this happened was the 1970s. Gas lines, job losses, and families watching their savings disappear overnight. And if you think it can't happen again, take a look around. Prices are climbing, growth is stalling, and layoffs are accelerating. This is the perfect storm, and history shows when stagflation takes hold, it doesn't end quietly. What's up, family? It's Coach Massey, and you're locked in to the Daily Huddle. I'm so happy you're here. This is where we cut through the noise and talk about what's really happening with your money, the markets, and the economy through the lens of Bitcoin and sound money. All right, let's get started. And if you love learning how to protect your wealth and your faith, in uncertain times, smash that like button, subscribe, and at the end of this video, share this with someone who needs to understand what's coming. Like a wave, a perfect storm. So let's break it down. Here we go. Stagflation, in case you don't know, is a toxic mix of three things. One, rising prices. Two, low or zero economic growth. And three, high unemployment. Normally, inflation happens when the economy is strong. People spend more, demand goes up, and prices rise. But stagflation, that's when inflation sticks around, even as growth collapses. It's the economy choking on its own policies. Too much debt, too little productivity, and too much money chasing too few goods. It's like the engine's still running, but you're out of gas. The result? Everyone feels it, but especially the middle class. Let's get real about what stagflation feels like in everyday life. Okay, when prices rise but wages don't, your paycheck doesn't stretch as far. Groceries cost more, gas prices climb, rent and mortgage payments soar, every dollar you earn buys less, and suddenly the basics you once took for granted feel like luxuries. Meanwhile, layoffs are spreading across industries, more people are working fewer hours, or worse, losing jobs altogether. That means families have less income to cover more expensive essentials. Sound familiar? You see, people are forced to make impossible choices. Do I skip a doctor's appointment to pay the utility bill? Do I cut back on food quality to make rent this month? These aren't just financial decisions, they're life decisions, and they're important. You see, savings that were supposed to provide security are now evaporating. Inflation eats all of them alive, leaving families exposed to every unexpected expense. And borrowing? Forget easy loans. Mortgage rates climb, credit cards become heavier burdens, car payments skyrocket, debt that once felt manageable becomes the crushing weight upon you. It's a double whammy. Your cost of living goes up while your job security goes down. And who bears the brunt of this? Lower and middle income families, the ones without stock portfolios, offshore accounts, or investment cushions. You see, the very people who can't hedge against inflation are the ones squeezed hardest. They don't own assets. You see, their quality of life shrinks, their confidence erodes, children's futures feel uncertain, retirement plans are pushed further and further away. And that's the slight danger, or I should say the silent danger of stagflation. It doesn't just pinch wallets, it strangles hope. It quietly erodes the middle class, leaving families trapped in a cycle of financial stress and uncertainty. And even though they dropped a quarter point today, the Fed net rates, it still hurts the mechanics of everything that's still going on. But let's talk about what's happening behind the scenes in the business world. Because stagflation doesn't just hit households, it hits every corner of our economy. Companies are facing a perfect storm. Energy costs are climbing. Raw materials are more expensive than ever. Labor costs rise as workers demand basically more just to keep up with the cost of living. But here's the kicker. Consumers are cutting back. People aren't buying as freely because wages aren't keeping up with prices. That means businesses can't just raise prices to cover their rising costs. Doing so risks losing customers altogether. The result? Profits get squeezed from both sides. Revenue stagnates while expenses soar. Hiring slows, promotions freeze, and long-term investments, well, those plans are now on hold. And for small businesses, this is a matter of survival. Many of them already operate on razor-thin margins. Stagflation doesn't just make it hard to grow, it can push them straight into bankruptcy. Supply chain disruptions only make things worse. Shipping costs spike, commodities become scarce, production timelines become, well, unpredictable. One delay here, one price spike there, and suddenly an entire quarter's revenue evaporates. It's a vicious cycle. Higher cost, weaker consumer demand, and no clear path forward. For businesses, stagflation is not just a challenge, it's a war on the fundamentals of commerce. Those that survive must innovate, adapt, and weather the storm. And even then, the odds are stacked against them. I hate to sound bad, but that's what's going on. And remember, when businesses struggle, the ripple effect hits everyone. Layoffs increase, job security declines, communities feel the squeeze. The economy overall doesn't just slow down, it freezes. And the freeze touches all of us. So here's where it gets really dangerous. When an economy stops growing, but prices keep climbing, something begins to crack. Not just in the markets, but in the hearts of the people. Frustration builds, hope fades, and trust, while the glue that holds society together, starts to dissolve altogether. People lose faith in the system, they stop believing the headlines, they stop trusting the banks, the media, and stop expecting politicians to fix what's clearly broken. You start hearing phrases like, the system's rigged, and it doesn't matter who's in office. That's not apathy, that's exhaustion. And history tells us that's when things start to unravel, because when trust collapses, everything else follows. Guys, I have a master's degree in social science. I'm telling you what history tells you. You see it first in the streets, protests, strikes, walkouts, and populist movements gaining momentum. People don't riot because of numbers on a chart. They riot because they can't feed their families, can't pay rent, can't see a way out. Meanwhile, policymakers are completely trapped. If they raise interest rates to fight inflation, borrowing costs spike, businesses stop hiring, and unemployment climbs even higher. But if they lower rates to boost growth, inflation takes off again, and the dollar's purchasing power drops even faster. It's the ultimate economic chokehold and a no-win scenario. And the middle class, they're the ones who suffocate first. Please watch yesterday's video if you haven't already. I go into details. They don't have offshore accounts, hedge funds, insider access. They have mortgages, credit cards, car payments, and kids in college. When the economy seizes up, their dreams get repossessed. The longer stagflation lasts, the deeper the wound gets. Confidence erodes, people stop investing, they stop spending, they hold on to every dollar because they don't know what tomorrow looks like. And if the dollar is deflating, oh man, they're in trouble. And that fear, that collective paralysis, keeps the economy frozen in place. It's like watching a slow motion collapse. Not an explosion, but a quiet unraveling of faith, opportunity, and optimism. You see, that's why stagflation isn't just an economic problem. It's a psychological and social crisis. Because once people lose faith in money itself, the reset that follows isn't just financial, it's cultural. So what's the way out? History shows that every period of stagflation eventually leads to a reform, a revolution, or a reset. In the 1970s, it was the collapse of the gold standard. Today, we're witnessing the collapse of faith in the fiat money altogether. Bitcoin offers a lifeline, a decentralized, scarce, borderless alternative. While governments print, Bitcoin stays fixed. While currencies lose purchasing power, Bitcoin enforces discipline through math and code. In a world drowning in debt and inflation, Bitcoin is the ark floating above the flood. So what do you think, family? Are we already in the early stages of stagflation? And do you believe Bitcoin can be the lifeboat that helps us weather it? Drop your thoughts below. I read every single comment, and I can't wait to hear what you believe happens. And if this helped you understand what's really going on in our economy, hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and share this with someone who's feeling the squeeze. Well, that's your daily huddle. Stay sharp, stay disciplined, and as always, lead, pray, hodl. Go Dodgers. I'll see you in the next one.